Please ask before you escape. Last time you had me worried sick. Slightly bone-trustled papyrus. This is a tune from a very popular online game you can get called Undertale and comes from one of the characters, Papyrus. He's a skeleton. And honestly, I haven't played the game, but it's quite popular. So I was introduced to this by a student who wanted to play it. And I fell in love with it too, and I'm offering it to you. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty. This piece is done as a duet. I suggest you take a strong look at the brackets in the top left corner because they're going to really help you out. Let's get right into the very beginning, starting on 3 on the C with an up bow. And then you shift back. 2, 1. Then continue in expanded first position. There are no brackets above first position or extended first position because you should know what first position is, especially if you're playing this song. Now let's get into measure 5. So we hear in measure 4. Shift up to second position, upper second. If you can get that first passage down, you are halfway there. This is at tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. The second is a little bit more tricky because you're shifting up here. Now, for those of you that know where the harmonic is, that's all you need to do is find that. So we're going to jump right into measure 7. Find your harmonic. And you want to put your finger there. That's not a harmonic. You'll actually be playing the A. And then do that A, G, A. And then keep that hand nice and strong in this position because the 1, just like the 1 offered you the note in the Munsters theme, the 1 will offer you the note for the entire position. So find your A, place your finger down, and then stay in this position with the close 2, 3, and then expanded 1, 2. And that Roman numeral 2 means to remain on the D string. And then you shift a half step back, keeping that position. Bringing the second finger back, and then shifting up, half step. The 1, once again, giving you that note. Now touching the harmonic with the second finger. So important on the G string because then you're going to shift back on the G, with the second shifting over to the D string, 4th position. So a little bit all together, starting from measure 6, 2, 3, 4, 1. Shift. Keep that 1 there. Shift back half position, bring your 1, 2 together. Shift up, now bring the 2 next to the 3. Touch the G harmonic, shift back on the second, and land in 4th position on the D string. At tempo, 3, 2, 1. Let's go on to measure 10. It's pretty self-explanatory. Stay in position and follow the fingerings. Start just like you did in the beginning, but now a down bow. 3, 2, 1. That is all in lower second position. And then you shift back. Here, I like to do a 1-1 slide. I really like doing that. hope you like it too. You can also do a 1, 2, plus 4, but I really like the little bit of glissando between the 1, 1. That's why there is a line there. And for the next part, this is measure 15. Third position, very important. Continuing to measure 16, next page, top. Shift back to upper second position. Shift back up to third position. 0 means first position. And that is the conclusion of the very first part. Going into the second part, this gets a little tricky because I was trying to work different ways of playing it, and I found that though I prefer this fingering, I'm still, I don't know, on the fence about it. Because I practiced it and I found that it's probably not the most efficient, but we're going to learn it anyway. So take it with a grain of salt. So start with 1 on the F here. So we're in measure 19. And that's lower third position, shifting up. If you know your arpeggios, it's a quick little arpeggio you can do. Then shifting back to upper second position. And the reason why I like this fingering, because you do not want to play a G in measure 20. You do not want to play an open G. It just resonates too much, and when you're flying through this song, you need to keep control, and that's why you want to use a 4 on the C string here on the G to make that happen. So starting in measure 20, shifting up half step, shifting to fourth position, and looking a little bit forward, we see a 2 and an X between the 2 and 1. That's an extension. And that is the only way you can play it. You can play it different ways. Because it goes... So it's going to be tricky. I suggest you learn a solid fingering, which I believe this one is, and then make your own adjustments that you prefer. So starting there in measure 21, here in lower third position, lower third position, a lot of positions. Shift, shift, second position. Continue, shift up, fourth position. 4. This is third position, and this is super essential, shifting your 3 back to the C. That's super essential to get that 3 because it locks you in for the A string notes. Measure 25. Shift. Shift up, upper third position, and the 1, 1. Continue in measure 27. Shift, shift, shift. Here in measure 31, it's different because you want to be remaining here, and the reason is that A flat that you will be hitting. Let's get right into it. Measure 31. Shift up, second position, and finish it in first position. Last thing I would like to discuss is the articulation. Make a contrast, I suggest, between some of the phrasing. Let's go back to the beginning, and as you see staccato markings on the verse 3 notes, and then the quarter, and the 2 eighth notes, and the quarter after it do not. To give a contrast, I like it that way. I like a little bit of a contrast instead of it so short. Because you're a string player. Of course, you've heard many different versions online. You can play it any way you like. But as a string player, you have the ability to do staccato and a tenuto. Maybe you should try doing it. Let's do that again from the beginning. 3, 2, 1. Staccato. Tenuto. Staccato. Tenuto. And this is the way it sounds at tempo. 3, 2, 1. It gives a little bit of that spice, that secret sauce that makes cello playing so fun. It's throughout the piece like that, and I do hope you enjoy practicing it and learning it. For the second part, I'm not going to explain it much because it's quite simple compared to the first part. That is all I have for you on this piece. Try not to get bone-trusled, and please enjoy yourself for this Halloween. I love it, and I hope you do too. And I hope you enjoy this spooky tune for Halloween. Until next time, keep on playing cello.